lover of all things wedding related, and welcome to the Wedding Wisdom Podcast with your hosts, Tanya Hoops and Morgan Powell.
Hey, Tanya, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Morgan?
I'm doing so good. How have things been?
Good. Another week, another busy week in the wedding industry.
It's so funny because as we kind of head into this more winter, fall season, for us at least, there's some other places that are picking up. People always ask me, are we slowing down at all? And I'm like, it's just a different kind of busy.
Yeah, I don't think we ever really slow down because if we're not booking, we're executing. If we're not executing, we're in the middle of planning, especially for a planner. I'm sure you're editing photos and all that fun stuff.
Editing photos, catching up on all of the office work and trying to keep the business actually running.
Yeah, there is a part about being a business owner that you have to do the business pieces.
Yeah. Well, and then you also have if we're not doing weddings, we've got Christmas parties and holiday events and all of that kind of stuff too. And there are a few people that specifically want holiday weddings.
Yes,
so,
which are beautiful and
stunning.
Snow weddings, because of course we're located in an area where snow is absolutely beautiful, and it happens usually around Christmas. You know, some years maybe not, but normally it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
great.
Well, so good. Glad things are going well. Do you want to introduce what we're going to chat about today?
Yeah, let's talk about the contest. How would you like to win a wedding in Jamaica at Montego Bay at the Jewel Grande, which is a beautiful hotel, and it is an all-inclusive. And so we're going to throw that out today.
That sounds fantastic.
Yes.
We were lucky enough to get to work a wedding in Jamaica last year.
Yes.
And it was phenomenal. It was so beautiful and the perfect time of year to go and just recharge. Even though we were working, there still was a little bit of downtime that we got to enjoy the beach and the water and
the beach, the pool, a little bit here and there as
the
food. Yes, the food. Well, an all inclusive, right? So the food, the drinks, they're all included. So that's a great thing. Yeah.
That's amazing. So tell us a little bit, or tell everybody.
Yes,
because I do know the details.
Yes, I hope you do.
I do.
Okay, good. Yeah.
But tell everybody out there in our wonderful audience what the details are, things that they should know as far as dates. You've already said the location is Jewel Grande in Montego Bay, but when are we doing this?
Yeah, we're doing this May 10th through the 14th. And so people would check in on the 10th, 11th, and 12th would be the nights. And then the wedding would be on the 12th. Sorry, I had to stop and think about the dates for a minute. I wanted to make sure I had it right. But so what happens, let me give you the details.
Yes.
So for the couple, and we'll talk about how you can apply in just a minute. But for the couple, what they receive is they receive their ceremony. They receive a bouquet and a boutonniere for themselves. They receive the reception. The reception will include a buffet dinner for up to 40 guests. And so 40 guests for the ceremony, for the buffet dinner, for the cocktail hour, which we will do in between. And that includes all of those items we've just talked about. It also includes photography by
me.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
I'm so excited to go back.
Yeah, it will be fun. And then also on my end, I will be doing the planning. So I will help them to plan the pieces of there's a couple of bouquets they can choose from, a couple of boutonnieres they can choose from, a couple of center pieces. The wedding will be at 4:00 in the afternoon. We might be able to push that a little bit later based on the time of year, but typically, so at all-inclusive resorts, there's wedding times. So it's usually 11 a.m., 1 p.m., 4 p.m. I tend to like the late afternoon ones because of the sun and the photos.
Which is what we as photographers appreciate.
Yes. And the wedding will take place right on the ocean front on a pier that's absolutely beautiful. And then we'll move back to an area where we will be able to have the dinner, which is more of a kind of inclusive area. It's more of a grass area with a pavilion. And then we'll have lights. Lights will also be included. So we'll have lights over the area and will be really pretty and stunning.
Oh, that's stunning. The other thing that they do get is a DJ.
Yes, they do get a DJ. And who would that DJ be?
DJ's my husband.
Yes, DJ Russ Powell.
DJ Russ Powell with Powell Weddings and Events. So we are so excited to go back and eat ourselves silly with jerk chicken.
Yes. If you've never tried jerk chicken, it's absolutely fabulous. And they do have different spice levels too.
They
do.
You
can go mild. That would be me. or you can go really spicy, which will be other people, but that will not be me.
Yes. So we are so excited. It's a beautiful property. I've seen the photos, seen the videos.
Yes, I've been there.
I was going to say, you've actually been there, and I'm pretty sure you FaceTimed me while you were there.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Showed us around. So it is a stunning space.
Yes.
And we have either already talked or there will be an episode. Not sure when this one's going to come out in the whole line of things. Talking about destination weddings and how they might actually be affordable.
Right.
And I think this is a great opportunity to work with a couple that maybe doesn't understand how to go about doing a destination wedding, or always dreamed of a destination wedding and thought it might have been out of their price point and their budget.
Yeah.
I do love that we're keeping it intimate as well.
Yeah, so a trend for 2026 is intimate weddings. And so what we're finding as planners, at least what I'm finding as a planner, is that more people want small, intimate weddings. I mean, I have one next year that's 10 people.
I love that.
So that really is their like really, really close family. And it is actually all family that is going to that one. But I'm even noticing a trend where, it's more in the numbers of, 50, 60 guests, not 300 200-300 guests. Now, there's nothing wrong with any type of wedding. It's really what you want to have. But I am noticing people still are doing really nice, beautiful weddings, but doing them for less guests, people that they feel are like the most important to them.
Yeah.
Which I think is really nice.
I love that. And I mean, something to keep in mind if you're considering a destination wedding is whether your guests can make that trip.
Yep.
So it's not always a financial consideration. Sometimes, you have grandparents or family members or friends who physically can't travel to a location for a myriad of reasons. And so keeping that in mind as you guys are thinking maybe about applying, something to keep in mind with that.
Yeah, because we do have a couple of stipulations. So one of the stipulations is you will need to have 20 room nights picked up per so 3 nights with 20 room nights picked up, because that's part of the hotel's agreement with us. And so that's important to know that you want to have, somewhere between 20 and 40 guests there, probably in the 30 to 40 range, depending on if people are single occupancy or double occupancy. But we will provide the wedding for up to 40 people. You can have more if you want. That will just be at an additional expense. You can have different flowers. That will just be at a different expense. So let's go back over the things that are included.
Yes.
So the included is the ceremony, the cocktail hour, and the appetizers and the alcohol at the cocktail hour, and then the reception, which will include dancing from DJ Russ Powell. It will also include the buffet dinner, and also it will include a cake. So that will be included as well.
And that's going to be my question.
Yes.
Is cake included?
Cake's important at a wedding, right? Well, and we have an article that talks about pies at weddings. So it's not always cake, but it does include a cake at this particular one. And then also photography for the events that we just talked about by Morgan. And so that is all included. So you're basically getting a wedding free. And then, it does include the brides and groom's hotel room as well. So their room will be provided.
Yes.
For the 3 nights.
Wonderful. So just so that there are no confusions here. So the couple would provide through their guests at least booking 20 rooms for a minimum of 3 nights.
Yes, per room. Yep,
per room.
That is correct. So
Wonderful.
That would be one of the stipulations. There will be a couple of other stipulations. There will be a contract that we'll sign that will, once we determine who the winner of the contest is. But I think we should talk about, how do they win the contest?
Right? How do they win? So this is where it gets really exciting and so fun for you guys. So what will happen is you would send your application in. We will review the applications, have meetings with each of the couples that have applied, and narrow that down to a specific number. To be honest, we don't have that number in our head. So it could be our top 3. We could have 10 couples that we're working with. So it just kind of depends on who is applying and the couples that meet our baseline criteria. If you can meet the baseline criteria and we select you as one of our finalists, then we will put your story, how you guys got engaged, you met, all of those things. We will put that out on social media with a photo of you guys, and we let the general public, so our social media, vote on whose wedding they would like to see. So this is your opportunity to get your family and your friends and all of those people involved in voting for you to win this wedding. So it's really a fun, exciting way to do that.
And I think there's some really important dates that we want to discuss too. So you have until November 15th to do an application. From that point, from the 15th through the 20th, we will be doing interviews with each applicant and making sure that they, understand the rules, understand what's going to happen. And then from there, what will happen is once we've narrowed it down to whether it's that 3 or 10 or whatever number of participants that we've decided to take to the finalists, then those finalists will then have until December 1st for their friends to vote on it. And so when I say December 1st, it will be 11:59 p.m. on December 1st is when it will close. And then we will make the announcement. Zone? That's a great question. Thank you. I did forget that. That will actually be Pacific Standard Time.
Wonderful.
We will close it out. And once that happens, then the next day, so on December 2nd, we will make the announcement of who has won. Now, if for any reason that person decides at that point not to proceed, then the second runner-up would be, or the first runner-up, second runner-up, it would go in that order, would be able to have the wedding. But hopefully by the point that they've gone to the finalists, they will understand the rules and want to be able to have the wedding, or you will want to be able to have the wedding in Jamaica.
It would be so wonderful. Yep. So important dates, write them down, November 15th. To get your applications in. And where do they find that application?
Yeah, so that application is found at destinationinspiration.com. We will also put it on our social media sites, so Wedding Wisdom blog on our Instagram, also on our blog site, which is weddingwisdom.com. You can find it there and also on...
And then on our personal Instagrams as well. So Morgan Lee Photography, Powell Weddings Events.
And Hoops Events. So all of those sites, you'll be able to find the information. So make sure you're watching for it to come out. By the time this goes live, it will be live as well. So it's going to go simultaneously. So be prepared to apply for this absolutely fun and fantastic wedding that you will be able to have with 40 of your closest family or friends.
It's going to be amazing.
It is. So definitely apply for it. And we're looking forward to seeing one of our great couples in Jamaica and learning more about them. And make sure that you follow us on those social sites so you'll know when we're doing other things like this contest.
We are so excited to meet all of those wonderful couples. So make sure, like Tanya said, to follow us, stay up to date, and we can't wait to meet you.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Wedding Wisdom Podcast with your hosts, Tanya Hoops and Morgan Powell. To keep up to date with the latest episodes, like, subscribe, and follow at Wedding Wisdom Blog on all social media platforms. To submit content, please email weddingwisdomblog@gmail.com.